Thank you for having me here today. My congratulations to the organizers of India FinTech Forum. I was told that today that there were 2,000 people teeming around the airports and a lot of traffic jam because of this event. So congratulations. Of course, next time, hopefully there will be a larger venue so that there is less traffic jam. Since this is a FinTech Forum, I'd like to start with the interesting fact which not many of you know. But NSE was the first fintech of India. That time it was not called in fintech, right? But NSE was also the first in-your-face IT success of India. It was available from across all nooks and corners, and it was like a magic because those days we did not even have good telephone lines um, and not many computers, and still it worked. So it still uh, is the largest fintech in terms of the market cap. In private markets, it's somewhere between 4.5, 5 lakh crore rupees market cap. And incidentally, the total equity capital we raised then from our promoters, which were largely public sector institutions and uh, the insurance companies and all, which were all PSUs, was 25 crore in 1992. So in 1992 to now 2025, uh, 33 years, and it's going to be like 20,000x in terms of the market cap, right? So that's the power of technology. Of course, India's IT also started with NSE. Uh, the prowess of IT which NSE displayed was used by people who didn't even work on NSE to show to their potential clients in America. That's how we got a lot of contracts for Y2K. A lot of people printed their education certificates from the colleges which they never went, learned SAP and other things at home or somewhere in NIT or something, and then went to US and made US what it is today. So effectively, NSE was literally the mother of IT, mother of fintech, mother of whatever you say. And the other part about AI, I mean, I'm like a dinosaur in the IT industry. I was given the Lifetime Achievement Award for IT industry in 2007, right? So I pretty much left it because whenever you get Lifetime Achievement Award, the people are telling you to go. That's why they actually tell you that, boss, this is enough, right? So, and when we were studying, uh, the AI was known as fuzzy logic, okay? And then it became machine learning and very many other avatars, and now it is called AI. But what AI today is what I call brute force method. We had to work on 32 KBs and those kind of RAMs, and now you are working on PBs and PBs and even beyond. And so that's where our lives were. We had to be smart and stuff like that. But AI is not something new. Uh, at the same time, in life, uh, things happen very slowly and then suddenly. So we are on that sudden part of the end of the AI. That 3 years back, in November 22, is when ChatGPT came in, and then things started exploding. And that's what many of you may not appreciate, but the technologies are the only changes that happen in life. And the wealth gets created out of new technologies, and they come in waves. And waves are coming faster and faster, which means newer technologies will come faster, and the more wealth will be created out of that faster and faster. So what used to happen, say in 100 years or 1,000 years, is now happening in 10 years and 15 years, right? So that's where the pace of technology is accelerating, and AI is one of many, many technologies that are going to come. But AI is like electricity for me. Um, when electricity came about, not many people thought that you will be able to speak using electricity, or you will be able to heat your house using electricity, or cook your food using electricity. Today, electricity is there in every parts, every nook and corner, every house. right? And AI is what I call that type of horizontal technology, like electricity, that is going to bring many, many benefits if you use well. But naturally, the crooks are ahead of the game. And so, more than using it well, people use it first to cheat others, do things which is wrong. And so, around 2 years back, or 1.5 years back, there was a new framework which came, which basically could create videos of humans, uh, make them look like uh, that person, and make him speak or her speak whatever they wanted. And few of the Indians also were part of that sort of AI images or AI videos that were created. And there were some of the business leaders. But one of the what I call more lookalike videos, because it was early days of AI video creation, and so uh, my video which somebody created was looking like me and spoke like me with all the pauses which I do and behavior of mine. And so I thought it was a prank because I come from IT and some of my friends have got hold of that type of software. So I took it as a prank and did not bother. It came on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere. I did not bother at all. And that video was basically very short video saying that join my WhatsApp group, I'll give you a tip every day. And I thought it was just to tease me because I am not supposed to even trade, so let alone giving any tips, right? And every day I go to TV, whoever meets me, I tell them don't believe in tips. And here I was giving sort of a phone number and a WhatsApp group saying you join this and I'll give you a tip every day, right? And so I took it as a prank. After 2 3 days, I went to Delhi and I went to a posh hotel like this. And in a restaurant, there were 4 different industrialists who were themselves very, very rich. They got up from different corners and said that Ashish bhai, we have joined your WhatsApp group. And I said, boss, which WhatsApp group? And they said, no, you are giving tips. And then I realized that it's actually a nuisance. So I came back, told my colleagues to file a suit in High Court of Mumbai. And High Court of Mumbai understood that this is a very dangerous activity that is going on. And they gave a judgment which was interim, saying within 10 hours, uh, Facebook, which was being used for this kind of purposes, has to take it back, that particular video or any other video which looks like me, but we have an objection to. And then that became a guideline for the government of India. They issued a circular on top of that. Then some compromise was reached. But why I'm telling you this is that any new technology that comes will have a positive and negative both. And we need to be very aware that usually the scalability is achieved by crooks faster than the right people, because right people are doing their jobs and crooks are trying to kind of break into those jobs, right? So that is what happens to stock markets all the time. People who want to make money want to go for people with authenticity, and that's where. So for me, that time I was thinking, what is happening? You could create a video of somebody. You could actually create a video of somebody murdering somebody, and that would be taken as a proof in the courts. And so the line between truth and untruth, or truth and not so much truth, is going to be very thin, right? It's going to uh, happen to a person like me who is well known, but it could happen to you. It could happen to your children. It could happen to your neighbors. And that is now, like literally in 1.5 years, it has become so low cost that it can happen to you literally. People can make movies on you at a very low cost, right? And so that's where the differential or the differentiating line between truth and untruth is going to be very thin. And that's why people are, as a corollary or as an outcome of that, people are going to go to trustworthy sources more, because then you know that that place is not going to cheat you, right? And we know Mahabharat story of that there was a guy called Yudhishthir, right? All of us know about Yudhishthir, and he never spoke a lie, right? And because he never spoke a lie in his entire life, his chariot used to run 6 inches above the earth, right? Because that power of truth. Uh, Now it is called magnetic levitation, but those days it was people thought it was because of truth. But in the middle of that war, somebody wanted to kill a person called Ashwasthama, the the son of Dronacharya, and then they started spreading rumors like what we do in stock markets nowadays through television, through many other means, Um and that Ashwasthama Hatahat means Ashwasthama got killed, and Dronacharya, who was on the opposite side, knew that Yudhishthir never lies, right? So he went to confirm with Yudhishthir, and Yudhishthir says that Narova Kunjarova means either an elephant or man, I don't know. And he knew that it was elephant who got killed, not the man, but he did half truth, right? And of course, Dronacharya believed him. Ashwatthama got killed, but the truth got hurt so much, or magnetic levitation, whatever magnetism went away, and uh, the chariot came down on earth, right? So that is where every day this is going to happen to all of us in our day to day life. And to become humans, to trust, is going to be very difficult going forward. The other part is that the way the modern technologies, see, nobody knew that technologies changed the life. Because they used to happen over thousands of years, right? They came, they sprayed over, and most people didn't figure that. Most societies didn't figure that technologies change the life. But in industrial revolution, it started becoming very clear that a few countries which could harness newer technologies, which could develop newer technologies, but more importantly, the countries which could adapt to new technologies. You don't have to invent. But if you can adapt to new technologies, those countries will run ahead, those societies will run ahead, those societies will create more wealth compared to others faster, right? And then those waves kept on coming faster and faster. But last 100 years, when a new technology came, whoever got hold of those technologies fast, who could control it using IP controls, other things, that those countries would call the shots, right? So when the IC engines, that is internal combustion engines, or what we know as petrol engines or diesel engines, came about, there was a big fight on who will control the resources which were in the Persian Gulf, right? What we call now Gulf countries. And so it was basically a place where people fought. Lots of regimes got changed, the Persian kings got changed, and stuff like that. But it was basically about controlling the oil, right? And so whoever is able to control, then internet came. Whoever is able to control internet, that is America, DNS and other stuff, they are able to read your emails, read your transactions, read your everything, and tell that China is trying to do it. China might be trying to do it, but America is doing it, right? But they are good guys, so we shouldn't worry about. But that is how uh, whoever controls that. And so when AI started kind of blossoming, it was very apparent who will control it. Somebody needs to control it. And America came about saying, we have spent money, and this is now a $1 trillion game. If you don't have $1 trillion, don't come to my casino. You are sort of not required, or you will not succeed. So they created shock and awe for last 3 years that this is a game of ChatGPT which will make $1 trillion, Google $1 trillion, Nvidia $1 trillion. And this is a game of computing power. And then on top of that, it's a game of the fundamental models or inference models. And both require $1 trillion or $100 trillion, whatever, and you don't have it. So only two countries have it, China and America. And so everyone else is going to be useless. And if it's going to create that kind of productivity, which we think it should, then that productivity will be basically divided between the computing power guys and the model guys, 90%. The 10% extra probably you guys can share, right? IT productivity was shared quite reasonably well across the world, but they wanted to control, and that's why what I call shock and awe method of America. That $1 trillion is what you require, you don't have it, so you lost. And with without your knowledge, it has come to every Indian's mind that we have lost the battle or we have lost the war. AI is something we are not in the race. But for me, I have seen this entire cycle of IT. I mean, I was literally there, created most of what is known as IT from telecom to other things. And I worked in telecom companies. I've set up telecom companies. I've set up India's first satellite telecom network by designing. I am a mechanical engineer, but I designed by reading books. And good thing about engineering is that actually those books are correct, right? So I've gone through these hypes, I've gone through these cycles, and I realized that we did not invent the electronic chips, right? All the computer chips. We did not invent Fortran 4 or COBOL or Pascal or PL1 or whatever those languages, nor Python, nor Unix, nor Oracle, nor SQL, nothing, right? But we became the best users. No operating system, no Microsoft, not even Linux, right? But we became the best users and we use that so well that we are providing services to the rest of the world, right? And so when this cycle goes and it becomes democratized, that is the cost of production of those chips, the computing power, and also those models become less on a unit basis and its availability, then that next layer of people will be us, right? So we have not somehow America wants you to prove that boss don't come into this our game. We will cover 90%, and if you feel like we'll throw some crumbs at you, provided you behave. The other side, China went in a different way. China is not making any announcement. They just are issuing open source, open weight models, which don't even cost much, don't require much compute. And so they are puncturing the American story of $1 trillion by saying you can run their DeepSeek or whatever Kimi K2 or Kimi K3 in one laptop. It'll give better answers than ChatGPT. So effectively, without saying, they have punctured that stuff. But for me, there is an opportunity there that now that you get open source, open weight model, you can try making your own wheels, right? Somebody has invented, you can make your wheels and you can struggle and of course create a greatest wheel on earth later on, which you must. As a society, we must have our own models. But if something has come, let's also use that. And what China has done is very interesting. They've gone into using those models instead of trying to sort of take rent out of that models only for next 100 years. They are now using it in everyday things, in robots, in heating your food, or preserving your food, or just going on road. They are using the AI into day-to-day things. They have become basically manufacturing country, and they are using those AI benefits by creating small little models, putting into your rings, your mobiles, your spectacles, your sort of new belts are coming which allow you to walk faster or lift little more. And so there they are using AI. They have gone into that usage model instead of trying to just seek rent from the AI models itself. America is still stuck in that their own bluff. Sometimes biggest issue about life is that when you start believing in your own bluff, especially, I mean, I have been a serially failed entrepreneur. And so people ask me all this TV compares, they tell me that, but what is your biggest lesson? And I say, don't believe in your own bluff. Right? You can give all your projections to the venture capitalists. Some of them are sitting here, they're laughing. But when you start believing that bluff, you are in trouble, right? And so America has started believing in that bluff that there is nothing beyond this in AI. There is a huge thing to capture, a lot of productivity to come. And we, as the people who provide services to the world, will keep on using. What will happen is the services that you today offer, the productivity you offer, you'll have to make it 10x without too much work, because the AI is a tool which will allow you to do that. And so you will get more jobs, not less. Right? And that is where I think India is going to be an eventual winner. Of course, we need to continue to invest in terms of what are the other races, because the races are coming much faster. Earlier, they used to come 30, 40, 50, 100 years. Now they have been 2022 and 25 end, right? So it's like a November 22, December 25. 3 years, that cycle is fully run. now it's becoming, I mean, November 8, my son is into AI, he has his own vibe coding platform. And so he showed me 1 week before what was uh, cloud cost coming for a particular query was X. After 2 weeks, on November 8, it was similar to that X amount, but Kimi K2, which was a Chinese model hosted on American platforms, it was coming down to now 95% cheaper compared to Claude. And that's where I realized that the cost of compute and inference both is coming down by literally a factor of 20 every month now going forward, right? And that's where many of you who are currently trying to make newer businesses start using those models, create them yourself. I've seen some of the advertisements or some of the announcements, even by some of my brokers who have started sort of advertising that they have their own AI models and stuff like that for investing in stock markets or trading in stock markets and all. So start using it as new tools which are available to you. Of course, use them smartly and things like that. But newer races are going to be run, and we need to start running from now onwards. We missed out the AI bus. That doesn't mean we will not now catch up. We will catch up faster. But the new race is being run. Also, we'll have to start running from now. So when that race is start sort of getting fully run, we are there at the top table. I mean, I many times say that why 1,000 years we were subjugated is because we were looking at managing our internal hierarchies of society and not running the technology race. We were the pioneers of the technologies those days, 1,000 years back, 2,000 years back. But when you start looking within and not improve, we were not in the race. We were not even in the stadium where technology race was being run for 1,000 years. Today, when technology race is run, we will have to be at the top table. And that is the onus on the young generation to take up those challenges. And so, which are the newer sort of challenges that are coming up? Of course, drones are some of them, but robotics, everywhere, robotics is going to be the next race. And many of us are software people. We are services people. We are people producing softwares, right? But not connecting it to hardware and all. We'll have to start learning, going with all the spanners and all to also connect, use them in manufacturing, use them in day-to-day house, use them in transport and many other things. And that's what is the onus on us. And then, of course, the energy race, solar has come, wind has come, but now newer nuclear race is being run, and we need to be there too, all of us. And that's what, for me, it's important that all of us as young people understand that there are many, many more such technologies come. They will build on each other. AI will help nuclear fusion or nuclear fission and stuff like that. And you guys also need to learn to do physical work in addition to becoming a, we are a service nation today. A large part of world services come out of here, but we also now need to get into some sort of connecting to the physicality and move forward. What you do in NSE is manifold. We use it for software development, the AI. We use it for reading all the legal documents that come from all courts across the country and summarizing them. We also use it for surveillance. We use it for even prospectus vetting and many other things. But that is, again, many use cases that are there. For me, I just wanted you to be aware that we are going to be the winners if we continue to run faster, better, smarter going forward. I hope I have given you an idea of what is there. But if we miss out in our arrogance or our fear or our inferiority complex that somehow we are behind, then we'll never win this race. So we need to have that reasonable confidence that we are going to win this race like we have won the IT race. But there is a long way to go for all of us and for this country, because who can learn newer technologies? It is the young people. Who can learn these newer technologies? These people who are technologically adaptive. If you look at Japan, it's old. If you look at China, it's suddenly old because of one-child policy. In next 50 years, China will have half the number of people India has. Today, we are both the same number. I was in South Korea last month speaking on similar subject. They are going to go down by 50% in their population in next 30, 40 years. If you come to our side, India is young, technologically adaptive. We have two next door, both East and West, young countries, large enough, 250 million, both at least, give and take few. But both societies want to look back, right? They want to go back to whatever 1,000 years back society, not adapt to technologies. And so those societies will not come up. And then you go to Africa, it's fighting within. Europe has become old. America is going to become old if Indians don't go. This year, 25 will have less number of people in America than they had 24 in 24. Right? And young people come from other places where opportunities are. India is lucky to have more and more young people coming. We are going to remain young for next 30, 40, 50 years. And that is the place that you are young, technology oriented. Start taking the baton and run with it. Thank you very much.